Hello and welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. I hope you're well. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, on the road to 15,000 subscribers, and get in the comment section, whether you're live or on the replay, your thoughts, your feelings, your noise around all these topics today are much appreciated as always. And of course, another day of Aston Villa means another piece of transfer news coming our way. And it seems Villa have now upped their pursuit of Lille goalkeeper Lucas Chevalier. And the reason behind that, quite clearly, Emi Martinez and the Manchester United links that have been very strong of recent days have then obviously got Villa into action. It is the goalkeeper merry-go-round right now, and that's what I'm probably going to call this, the goalkeeping merry-go-round. The domino effect as one goes in, one goes out, etc., etc., etc. So big up to everyone. We're going to get into these stories, and of course, it's very hot wherever you may be, so make sure that you are hydrated, make sure that you are looking after yourself, and we're going to go straight into the first story about Lucas Chevalier, because, as I said, this one, for me, is now where Aston Villa have to prioritise. If Emi Martinez is going to Manchester United, which looks more and more likely every single day, then Villa need to make sure they land the best replacement for him. And that has been everyone's worries. Will Villa find the right replacement? Will we find someone who is of good enough quality? So here is a story that's broke, and it's right here, which was made around earlier today, lunchtime today. It says, new Aston Villa have made contact with Lille over a move for goalkeeper Lucas Chevalier. Fee around 40 million. Do you know what the weird thing about this one is, guys? Do you know what the weird thing about this one is? 40 million could be more than what Man United paid for Emi Martinez, if not the same. So it's a really weird situation. It's a really weird concept that we could just be doing a like-for-like swap in terms of money for, again, the goalkeeper to goalkeeper situation. So I'm going to show you where this news was broke, and I want to know your thoughts on this one. Is this the guy now? We've lost out on Joan Garcia. He's just signed for Barcelona official today. The signing papers have been done, but now we're looking elsewhere. So the source came from Frenchmen in England, talking all things for football on ESPN, TNT Sport, RMC Sport, the Totally Football Show, and 5 Live. Basically, a very good freelancer who's worked for many multiple organizations and seems to be very equipped on the French ongoing. So that's our source for today, and that's what we're looking at. So, reason why this is important to me as well is because we saw yesterday that Lucas Chevalier, potentially Newcastle United, could be looking at him, could be trying to help him, could be going in to poach him. So that's where we're going to start on this story today. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you smash on the like button as you do come in here. And look, let's see what you guys are saying. Kevin is saying Martin is dead to me, low, and the death of his career. Bye, thanks, but you're the enemy now. It does seem that way, doesn't it? PC lockdown in the house says, I'm all for this move. Hasta la vista, Debo. So long, and thanks for all the fish. And would you accept 40 million for Emi? That seems the price at the moment. That does seem the price that Emi Martinez is going for the same money as what we're signing Lucas Chevalier. So we're going to, again, just focus on this goalkeeper situation in a bit more detail, as it is what I would call the merry-go-round, the sort of the domino effect of goalkeeper situations. A lot of people coming to me going, but Man United won't sign Emi unless they sell Onana. Well, there's going to be more stories that I'm going to bring you on Andre Onana in a second. Yes, it's looking at Manchester United players, but essentially it's things and conversations that we need to have. So, look, what do we got here? Chevalier could be a really sound investment. Whatever happens with Emi, it doesn't erase what he's done for us. And I like that Meeks is still standing up for Emi and the legacy that he has sort of done in a Villa shirt. But let's see what happens. And that is correct, Meeks. It's pronounced Chevalier. Chevalier. Chevalier? Lucas Chevalier. There we go. See, these names, this is one of my weak links. Not being able to pronounce names properly. But yeah, good evening. Big up to everyone. And yeah, get your thoughts in on this situation. But Chevalier could be our man for 10 years if it all works out. So money well spent, if you ask me. Yeah, let's get, again, the profile of our man who we want up. And again, when we go to this guy, the maturity doesn't worry me too much in terms of experience. But again, this guy has played at 23 years old. in a various amounts of competitions, and his career has been good. He's even played against the mighty Aston Villa in, of course, the Conference League. But yeah, in terms of his contract and situation, this is why it's 40 million. I'm going to just show you this now, as I shared differently. It's exactly the longevity that we're talking about. Now, sometimes with goalkeepers, you don't need to worry about age as much as you do an outfield player. But as you can see with Lucas Chevalier, that he is 23 years old, still hasn't made an appearance into the French national squad, still can't quite break into that. But again, he has a contract that runs out in 2 years' time in 2027. And 2027, that means that's where we're going to have to pay the money. Now, here, interestingly, it's got 30 million euros. So that price tag of 40 million, maybe that's just them hardballing. Maybe it is Lille hardballing Villa, knowing we need a goalkeeper. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People need to realize now that if Villa, it's well known now that Villa are probably selling Emi Martinez to Manchester United. Again, if you're a believer that he stays, then fair play. Give me anything that you want to drink, and that just reminds me, go stay hydrated there. But listen, we could get into a horrible place where Lille could go, actually, wait, we want 50 million for him. Oh, hold on, was that 60? So let's not get dragged into being outbidded, because we are going to come across a little bit desperate. We are going to need a new number one, and we're going to need him pretty fast for pre-season. So let's see how this show pans out. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Hopefully Lille do simple business and we get Lucas Chevalier under us. But Meeks is saying he's got real potential. We could get 2 world number ones in a row. No, I like the idea of this and the optimism we've got behind this guy. And again, he must be sought after. If the likes of Newcastle United have been looking at him, if the likes of other teams in Europe have cast their eyes on him. But yeah, he for me, like, again, the stats sort of show you, he has been the number one. He's played all 34 games, no injuries, which is also important to note. No goalkeeping injuries, woes. So 34 games. He's had 11 clean sheets, 36 goals conceded. Not bad, really. When you think about it, 34 league games, 36 goals conceded. Pretty strong statistics, actually, when you break that down. If you go into the Champions League, not as good. And Lille must have taken a batter, and that was qualification. But yeah, if we go back to these sort of Ligue 1 stats, that goal-to-game ratio of conceding, fair play. I think that's very impressive, actually, the more I look at it. And something that can get me excited, indeed. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. So, yeah, what's your thoughts on this Lucas Chevalier situation? He's the only good option out there, Joe. It's him or keep Emi for me. Exactly. I'm really glad. Maybe it is better to do this. And maybe it is better that we go and try and pursue someone in Europe and not go for the bog standard Aaron Ramsdale, James Trafford. Let me try and think of some other knockoff goalkeepers. There's another one that I always talk about. But we're talking about these sort of knockoff lower league goalkeepers who just, for me, don't cut the mustard. Kappa was another one, for example. Sorry. Kappa. Do you know what I mean? Those sort of guys. Nah, I'm not for it. He's coming from higher slot than Martinez did when we got him. That's true. And our Chelsea actually losing to Flamingo. Fair play. And hold on, Chevalier's not tough, so I'm not having this deal. I'm not on. No way. Big up the Fish clan. Those who know, yeah, it is a butchering of pronunciations. I'm sure of it. So guys, that's that situation. In terms of other clubs, sort of looking at our guy Lucas Chevalier. So I've got to maybe say it in a really posh voice. Maybe it comes off a little bit better when you say it like that. He is being sought after as well. As I said, I want to show you some of the other links that's been there. But yeah, there's some good highlight reels on him as well. Stato put this to remind us as well. As I said, we just saw his stats there, but actually to put it into perspective of where he is. He kept the second most clean sheets in Ligue 1 last season. Who do you think he was behind? Donnarumma. So not bad, really. Second place to Donnarumma. Yeah, absolutely take that. Let's absolutely take that. Chevalier. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm just gonna have to. If we call Emi Martinez, we never call In fact, I've just made an executive decision here. You know how we never call Emi Martinez, do we? We never actually call him Martinez. We either call him Emi or Debu, right? No one ever goes, oh, Martinez, right? So I'm going to make the executive decision, Lucas. From now on, he's called Lucas. We're in for Lucas. Our goalkeepers from now on should be called Lucas. Robin Olsen, Robin. Yeah, it doesn't sound right, does it? But yeah, we got Lucas. We're going in for Lucas. But yeah, second most clean sheets in Ligue 1. Absolutely take that. And we want to keep that strong. Let me get this translation as well, if it translates patiently. This was from a Lille. Look at this comparison for Lucas Chevalier. It says this. For me, so this guy Thierry Banarak said, for me, Lucas Chevalier, or Lucas, has the highest potential, but he hasn't had enough high-intensity matches to truly reach the top. He has the greatest potential. He is very close to Manigan, very, very close. I think this is in reference to him getting into the French national team. And Meeks has said in the chat, a few of you, other of you have said it in the chat, the word potential. I'm all for this. If this guy has the potential that's been spoken about to reach the top, and potentially, as some of you alluded to in the chat, we might be on the verge of signing another world number one, a future world number one again. So I'm getting excited. I'm almost over this whole Emi debacle and drama, like some of you are sort of saying in the chat, and let me know if you feel the same. But I'm sort of sat there going, do you know what? Let's just get over Emi and let's start embracing our new guy. Let's start embracing Lucas, and yeah, let's go for it. So let's see what happens on that one. I'm trying to find who else was interested in him. I'm trying to find it, but I can't quite. I know Newcastle in for him. And look, Manchester United have been keeping tabs on this guy as well. But yeah, essentially for me, he's our guy. I'm having it. Are you having it? Let me know in the chat. And big up to every single one of you. Yeah, I love that you're still trying to help me with my pronunciation as well. We've got to absolutely respect that. I would never want Emi to go, but Chevalier's getting me excited. As long as he's bagging clean sheets, I don't care what we call him. I remember he played well against his Conference League last year. So my key thing I remember him against the Conference League, he made that incredible stop against Leon Bailey, and then Dougie Luiz had that tap him, and he saved it, didn't he? That's what I can remember. You can call him Morris. All right, Christina's giving me a go. It's Chevalier. Chevalier. Phonetically, that's how it's pronounced. Easy, comment. Chevalier. I've done it. I've actually done it. Chevalier. Lucas Chevalier. I'm not going to forget that now. Lucas Chevalier. Allier. He's not Ali G. He's Allier. Lucas Chevalier. Oh, I actually feel like I've completed something now. I can pronounce our new goalkeeper's name. Get him on the back of the shirt. We're ready for it. But there we go. But yeah, hope everyone's good. If you're joining the hot sun, then do bask in its glory. It's sweating, isn't it? Sweating over these transfers as well is all I can say. But yeah, big up the pronunciation class. It's all part of it. It's all part of the parcel. Right. Next one, in terms of another report today about Andre Onana. Andre Onana, why is this key? It's basically, as I said, the goalkeeper domino effect. And this is another source that for me is very strong in terms of what's being said. It's L'Equipe. Look, I'm trying to sound French these days. So there we go. Yeah, Chevalier. There was an old singer, Maurice Chevalier. Thank you, the captain's killing me here, but PC's loving it. AS Monaco are reportedly considering signing Andre Onana from Manchester United. Yeah. What's the advert? Domino? Is that it? The domino effects. Domino's Pizza. This video is not sponsored by Domino's Pizza. Imagine it was. But, it's the domino effect. Basically, how it works is AS Monaco come in. They buy Andre Onana. Manchester United take that money from Andre Onana. They give it to us for Emi Martinez. We take that money and we buy Lucas Chevalier. The annoying thing will be if this whole domino, it takes one piece of the puzzle to fall down, and that quite simply will be Manchester United not getting rid of Andre Onana. It would. I can't see a world where Onana stays at Manchester United anymore. I think it's been pretty clear. When you see all transfer window, and not even with Emi Martinez, but when you see all transfer window that Man United are looking for another goalkeeper, linked to another goalkeeper, if you're the number one and you still even got dropped as the number one and even got told during near the end of the season, go have a week off football. You know, Ruben Amorim actually told Onana, take a week off football. You need to sort your head out. You're surely going to realise that you probably don't fit or belong at Manchester United no more, and they're going to be looking to replace you. But the idea of him going on loan could be a thing, because the big question is, who's actually going to buy Andre Onana? You've got to be desperate. And I'd be, I just don't want Villa to get sucked into ending up landing Andre Onana as the last bit. PC said, I don't like that domino effect nonsense. We kick the thing off by getting our man. We aren't in the business of solving Man City goalkeeper problems. I would say that, PC, with Chest, but I don't think we're in a position to sell, to buy before we sell. That's why the transfer rumour mill has been very quiet for Aston Villa in terms of solid, concrete transfers. I think we have to sell before we can buy, hence why I don't think it could be that way around. But there we go. But yeah, we do need a goalkeeper. Joe Gauchi, apologies of yesterday on the stream, I said he is 18. He wears the number 18, but he's actually like 23, 24. I don't think he's ready to be number one. I think he'll be our number two. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens on that one. Chat, if you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button. We greatly appreciate that. And I'm going to show you some more reports and news today. Again, we keep getting linked to Manchester United deadwood, Alejandro Garnacho, Jadon Sancho, although I know Sancho's now looking at Italy as a potential exit. But this one caught my eye, a bit outside of football. Someone mentioned it yesterday in the chat, and I thought, what are you on about? Austin McPhee leaving? No, it's not Austin McPhee leaving, by the way. It's somewhere else. Aston Villa set-piece analysis, Jose Rodriguez Calvo, who works with Austin McPhee, is set to leave the club and join Real Sociedad as their first team set-piece coach, following their appointment of Sergio Francisco. So someone got me a little bit nervous, because I was like, what? Austin McPhee's leaving? No way Jose can Austin McPhee be leaving. Like, that would be... It's quite detrimental to lose your set-piece coach. Out of nowhere, and especially I was looking at the Real Sociedad, but no, it's the number two guy. It's basically our number two. You may have noticed him on game day, you may not. He is moving on to be the number one. Captain, was it you? Was it you? Ah, there we go. Look, he's a humble man. He actually put his hand up and said, "Look, it's me." Because I was a bit worried. I was a bit like, Austin McPhee leaving? You're absolutely kidding me. I knew he took on the Portugal role, but I thought, surely he's not doing that full time. He's still doing another club. But yeah, so Jose Rodriguez Calvo, an outgoing, cut the wage bill, I say. Now we're sack the tea lady, like Manchester United, and make cuts after cuts after cuts. So yeah, one to be aware of. All right, we're going to go on to the Raskin news in a minute. Now, some of these Villa accounts, some of them post really good links, and some of them post terrible ones, as you've probably seen on my shows. And I like to give sort of a balanced view, should I say, on good sources, bad sources. You know, we all love a bit of tomato ketchup, but if you were to offer me, you know, a cheap bottle of brown sauce, I'm going to say that's a bad sauce. But yeah, this one here. I think it's a load of rubbish. Ask it to help you. Yeah, one sec. So, guys, I was just sorting that out. Aston Villa are interested in signing Brian Mbeumo from Brentford this summer. Damn. Imagine that. Imagine the scenes on that one. The reason I don't think it's very strong, by the way. I'll show you the source. Do you think Meeks currently thinks that has legs? Do people think it's got legs? So this is Duncan Castles. Okay, he's from the Transfers podcast. Okay, journalist, the Transfer Podcast, Sunday Times, Daily Record, fairly good, strong source. Okay, and yeah, and he's done basically a podcast where he talks about Brian Mbeumo, and I think actually if I go back here on this, I think he actually says competition from Tottenham, Newcastle, and Aston Villa for Brian Mbeumo. So Brian Mbeumo isn't exactly a done deal for Manchester United still, because you see it go on and on and on. This whole situation of is he signing or is he not? And I always find that weird. Why have Manchester United, who apparently had Brian Mbeumo signed ages ago, not done? Victor Gyökeres, still not done. To see on the tip with Martinez. But my point is, Brian Mbeumo, how good would it be if you go, United, we're going to blindside Manchester United now. We're going to blindside Manchester United. What we're going to do is we are actually going to think they're in control. They're getting in Martinez. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in and steal their guy, who they want, Brian Mbeumo, who, by the way, this guy, serially underrated. The outputs and the stats of Brian Mbeumo from Brentford are unbelievable. This guy's been so consistent in the Premier League, a very exciting player. And again, they've got Matheus Cunha. They think they've got Brian Mbeumo. Manchester United are building a very interesting side. But imagine if Villa could hijack it. I'd love us to hijack them. Big up, Brainy Brian. Nice on there. But yeah, Brian Mbeumo. Number one, do you guys rate him? Do you not rate him? Second of all, could you see us hijack that move? Would be a big, big move indeed. Big move if we could hijack Brian Mbeumo. We could dream. We could piss United off and do that. But we can certainly dream. So there we go. Guys, appreciate you all in here. Thank you so much as always. Basically, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and all that good stuff for me. I really do appreciate it. And keep your comments coming. I love seeing what you're saying. We need to stick it tonight one way or another. It's true. And Mbeumo could be similar to Danny transfer, the best kept secret. Do you know what? I still find that was nuts, wasn't it? The whole Danny Ings situation. And in the modern day of football, these type of transfers don't happen enough. It seems that everyone knows that a transfer is going to happen because of these independent journalists, because of these guys who keep coming out there and leaking the news. And you never get a surprise package of your Danny Ings, your Baileys, your Buendias like we did with the Grealish saga. Danny Ings would be a very, very good one to sort of, drop again. And then Mbeumo would be similar. Dorset not happening. I can see why I want him. So versatile, direct goal scorer, would add numbers to our game. Absolutely. Mbeumo has been classed for a few seasons now. Exactly that. Consistency. I think him and Matheus Cunha have sort of earned their stripes in the Premier League. They've done a job. They've been the top dog for their prospective teams in Brentford and Wolves. They've now got these big, interested clubs in them, and it'd be interesting. Yeah, it is true. They think that. Pronounced Mbeumo, not a fish. And wow, Chelsea getting battered everywhere they go. Love it. 32 if you haven't hit the like. Exactly that, Meeks. Exactly that. Exactly. Good maths there. He's spot on. Listen to Meeks. Right. This transfer story. This one's weird. This name keeps popping up for Villa as well. We're talking about players who keep getting linked. We're talking about players who keep getting sort of, perspective. So, Aston Villa are intensifying their pursuit of Rangers midfielder Nicolas Raskin. This guy is weird. For Rangers, on his day, he's one of their top dogs. And there's other times where he can't get in the team. Okay? So, who was the reporter? Fraz Fletcher, football correspondent for Team Talk. Again, in terms of links, I'm going to show you some better links though from this. But it's a weird one because once again, Villa absolutely stacked in centre mid. I don't understand why we need a holding midfielder, which is what he plays, by the way. And of course, we've got Enzo Baranchea. We have, by the way, got rid of Enzo, as in he's going, but there hasn't been any more update on that as such. But yeah, look at this, Nicolas Raskin. Again, a player that just doesn't seem to be right. I don't know why we'd be going for him. And you know, playing for the Rangers, it's not exciting. But this was from Belgian fans. Again, this was earlier on. This was yesterday, actually, this report. Have a look at this report as well. Yeah, United keep saying they've settled on players, but I don't know if the captain, if they're actually going to get over the line. But here we go. Aston Villa are intensifying their pursuit of Nicolas Raskin, with Aston Villa preparing a professional approach. So again, Rangers have placed a 25 million valuation on the Belgian. If sold for 25 million, it would go down as the Rangers' most expensive player sale ever. Dropping 25 mil on a DM when we have one at 10 million for Enzo Baranchea just doesn't make sense. And this is why I think this has got to be a load of bullshit. This is why I think this has got to be an absolute load of rubbish. Again, another source. This is coming from Absolute Belgium. They're really drilling this one in. So there, Aston Villa interested in 25 minutes. The Villains are believed to be battling with Marseille and Fiorentina for the Belgian international signature, but they should go all out to accelerate their interest and beat the pair to the deal. Rangers are thought to be open to allowing Raskin to leave the club in a bid around 25 million. It's weird. Again, I just don't like it. I just really hope this isn't a strong transfer. We seem to like the Belgian players. You know, we've got a record of Belgian players. So let's see what happens with that one, people. So Raskin, cancel that one. Yeah. And he had 10 assists last season, so he is quite creative. And you've got to respect that. But yeah, Nicolas Raskin, it's a big no from me. I'm not having it. I don't want it. And we need to stay well away from him. There's no secret Ings. That Ings was right. There's no secret Ings rubbish. Yeah, his transfer's a secret. But then Danny Ings, we couldn't get a tune out of him, could we? God, that was terrible, wasn't it? Josh, would you rate a swap deal? Emi to United, Rashi to Villa. I think because we know we're getting rid of Emi, I'll take anything in exchange now. If we get Lucas Chevalier. If we get Lucas Chevalier, perfect. Let's go Zanigolo and Duran again. Duran needs a new club. But yeah, yesterday I talked about the fact that West Ham still looking to get rid of Mohamed Kudus. I don't know why we're not following that one strongly. I really, again, do not get it. Do not get it. But yeah, Zanigolo loves a goal. Have a look at this as well. Our young star, who we got on a free. Zepquino. I'm terrible at names for some reason at the moment. I'm really, really terrible at names at the moment. But yeah, let's go Redmond. Our 18-year-old Redmond, who we signed on a free agent, played against England under 19s today. He got a man of the match performance, 2 goals, and absolutely loves it. Here's our guy. A striker, bagging 2 goals, bagged him for the Dutch. Things you love to see. Our guy doing bits. And it's good to see players like that, you know, taking the international stage by storm for the Netherlands. Again, scoring against England under 19s, some good feat there. And yeah, we're happy to see that. A bagsman, a young bagsman. So yeah, that is quite inconsiderate. I don't even know how to say that first name. Zeppequino. Yeah. Commentators wouldn't be happy with me, would they? But then again, most commentators get really easy names wrong, like Mark Gay. They keep trying to call him like Mark Guy, Mark Guay, Mark Guhi, Mark Guay, Gay, Guay, it's just Mark Gay. He'll tell you that it's Mark Gay. Don't overcomplicate it. It's Mark Gay. Who, by the way, I don't know if you've seen the rumours today. Could be going to Liverpool. Liverpool are they're going to walk this league. Frimpong, Kirkez, Wirtz, and then if they get Mark Gay and Gerald Quansah goes to Bayer Leverkusen, reckon unbelievable business, Liverpool. I don't know what's cooking. They're dropping money. They're dropping absolute bombs, and they're going to absolutely clean up this league again next season. So yeah, we've got to take them seriously. Got to take them absolutely seriously with the business they're conducting. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Again, the rising stars of Zepikino Remen. But things we have to see: Chelsea losing in the Club World Cup. I'm absolutely buzzing about that. The more Chelsea L's we see, the better. In that sense. So yeah, what do we think then in terms of Marcus Rashford again? Let's quickly go back to him. I know some people have mentioned it in the chat about Marcus Rashford. But funny, last night took apart PSG, European champs. Yeah, the South Americans are doing bits now. Moss is in the house. Big up to Moss. Wow, Chelsea owned by my Flamengo, who will England and Europe now pay attention to South America. Well, we've got to. Clearly, this stage is saying it. Villa 24/7. We need Raskin pure talent. Look, the idea of Raskin is can only see. Look, I'll put this on Nicolas Raskin. 25 million. Still a fair bit of money to drop, but a good experienced player. This is a quite well-established player. My qualm and concern is, why are we dropping money on a player like that? Why are we dropping money on a player like that when we have Enzo Baranchar as a Villa player? Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. So let's see what happens. But yeah, the 6 South American clubs have not lost yet in the Club World Cup. Is Emi really going to Man United? Yeah, it's happening. I can't see anything but Emi to United now. It's all adding up. Lucas Chevalier to us. We're dropping the big guns on him. Then what's going to happen is Anana goes to Monaco, Emi goes to United. But we're going to talk about Rashford because I think we've got to take Rashford seriously now. I think we've got to look at Rashford again. Michael's cleaning the pond. What's the situation with Louis Barry? Has his chance come and gone, or should he have been given a first? He's come and gone, mate. He's come and gone. Louis Barry is not the one. Final boss says, "Damn, we got boxed up. Emery, he is available." What's happened? What phone Chelsea final boss? Talk to me. Was it on Maresca? But yeah, I still think Martinez would go to Atletico Madrid unless Jan Oblak disappears. I don't understand. There's no way he goes to Atletico, in my opinion. Yeah, I like this. So Moss, those of you in the chat, Moss is a Canadian. Big up to our Canadians in the house, like PC. Big up the Canadian family. He loves Jonathan David, big Jonathan David fan, and he thinks that the goalkeeper, Lucas Chevalier, is going to be one of the best. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Just watch his highlights. He plays like John McGinn. We need to replace him again. Wait for the John McGinn replacement next season, I think. And 1874 wants Rashford bad. Look, let's go on Marcus' situation here. Real talk on Marcus Rashford right now. Real talk, okay? For those wanting to see Marcus Rashford return to the club this summer, I think the chances may increase if Barcelona manage to sign Nico Williams. That one looks done and dusted. There'll be another option in their already stacked forward line, so there may be no room for Rashford. I want to know what wages Rashford would take to come to play for Villa. We can't be paying him the 300k plus wages, the stupid amount. I want to know if we could get Rashford on the Villa books for 150k on a perm. I just don't know. I'm going to put this one out there. I don't fancy another loan. I don't fancy another loan deal with Marcus Rashford. It's sort of a waste of time, especially if Jacob Ramsey stays at the football club. If Jacob Ramsey is still a Villa player, then what on earth are we doing getting Rashford on loan again? I'm only here for signing Rashford on a perm now. I think that anyone who's telling me, oh, but get him on a loan, blah, blah, blah. Let's think about this, guys. We took him on this loan for his career and to help us a little bit, and it worked well. But we were probably hoping that if we got Champions League football, we'd be signing Marcus Rashford for around 40 million, and he's our player. It hasn't happened. Villa's ambition and goal, I think, was to always land Rashford on a perm. And those goalposts have changed slightly because of our European competition. Why would we go back on loan for him? Why would we go back on loan for him? I have no idea. It just does not make sense to me, chat. It does not make sense. So I think that we need to be real. I think we need to either say, look, Rashi, come to us on a perm, but we don't fancy a loan. I think if we're going to loan someone, again, it's got to be with a reason of buying. And in fact, I'd go on to say further, if we are going to loan someone, please bloody make sure that we put a buyback, an obligation to buy. PC, Honduras, the land of my birth, Canada, the land of my people, love it. Cool Boy says, I reckon Rashford ends up at Tottenham. He will go there on loan. I think if Villa want him, they would have to get him now. Spurs are a weird club, right? Daniel Levy's chat, and they're still not active in the market. There's still no sort of links. I've read today that they wanted Antoine Semenyo, but they're not willing to pay what Bournemouth want. Paying stupid wages for Rashford would make losing Martinez big wages obsolete. True. If we get Rashford, we can sell him for more money. Don't know. Yeah, maybe he's still with his age, potentially. Does Ollie still want Arsenal? Oh, I think Ollie will always want Arsenal. It's whether Arsenal want Ollie. I think it's the new question. But there we go. What else we got? We should be going for Jonathan David on a free. Again, if we were in the Champions League, I think that would have happened. And Steven seems to think Oblak is leaving. Yeah, everyone's going to be in for Lucas Chevalier, I think. So, yeah, let's see. Let me just have a look at Jan Oblak rumours then. Is there Jan Oblak rumours? Jan Oblak. Let's have a look. Great goalkeeper. Have you noticed how Saudi have gone quite quiet? I can't see any. The most clean sheets again, Jan Oblak. This guy's just too good, isn't he? 15 clean sheets. He's a very. I think that's his 6th clean sheet trophy. That guy just loves a clean sheet. Yeah, I can't find any Jan Oblak transfer rumors, speculation. Jan Oblak seems happy at Atletico, so I can't see him leave him. And continues just won the Golden Glove. I think that's pretty much set, isn't it? I think that's pretty much set. Jan Oblak probably won't leave. But yeah, Jared Bowen wasted at West Ham. I think Jared Bowen's quality. Yeah, the Asensio news has died down as well, to be fair. And this is where I see this current situation. We've got 10 days to go till the 30th of June. The mysterious PSR deadline, where Villa fans have no idea what's going to happen, whether Villa are going to drop this magic sort of spiel that we've sold the women's team or we've done something magical and we're going to be PSR compliant, or whether basically we're in the shit and we need to sell someone. I think the whole strategy now in the next 10 days is to cash in on Emi Martinez. Leon Bailey is with Jamaica in the Gold Cup, so we're really stuck with really probably making that work. But what is sort of, I guess, very quiet is the Saudi Arabia teams are not you're not hearing much about the Saudi consortium. They came in hard for Bruno, they came in hard for Emi, and sort of been pushed back a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah. We can't be dealing with Matty Cash as our starter. So I think that our incomings are very quiet for a reason. Because I think we're concentrating on outgoings. Alan says, unfortunately, if Kamara doesn't sign, he will have to go. But it'd be interesting how much Villa sell the women's team to themselves, so to speak. Yes, in our sister club. I think that's what everyone's waiting for. Maybe, just maybe, Emi Martinez is the only big player we need to lose. And maybe that one, even if it wasn't for PSR, and I say need to lose, maybe Emi's just going to go. Maybe his bed's been made, and maybe he's already said, yeah, Manchester United is my club, and that's what I'm going for. But yeah, I don't know. Some people are saying we're not in that much trouble. I mean, look, Moss as a looker from the outside in as an Arsenal fan, because all they're going to see in the media is Villa in trouble, Villa in financial trouble, Villa in trouble, PSR Villa, PSR this. And look, Moss is saying sell Rodgers or Ollie to Arsenal to get out of trouble. The weird thing is we don't know. We don't know how bad of trouble we're in. I think personally, the trouble might be seen next season because of the failure to qualify for Champions League this year, and that's why we need to back it up. If you think this summer's bad, I think we could see mass exodus next summer if we don't get our shit sorted. So, yeah, let's see. I think let me know in the chat where you stand. Do you think we have sorted our problems and Villa are about to go karma? We've got it. We're doing this, and this. We don't need to lose 3 or 4 key players. We're fine. Or do you think all of a sudden it goes Emmy, Kamara, Ramsey, Bailey. Oh, let's just put even in like a bloody Ollie Watkins. We lose 5 or 6 players, and we're like, oh boy, that's not the window expected. It's one of them. I just think maybe the radio silence, as US critics are saying, is maybe, just maybe, the silence from Aston Villa is a good thing. Maybe. Interestingly, actually, Heidi and I have had this debate, right? And I want to know your thoughts on this. You know, when some people say no news is good news, we've been saying actually we don't necessarily agree with that. Maybe no news is good news when it comes to your health. You go to the doctors or something and they go, no news is good news. I get that. But sometimes when you're looking for, or you're waiting on something, or you're looking for an answer, or you're waiting for a phone call back or something, and then you're waiting and waiting, whether it's good or bad, you always want to hear, right? But when someone goes, no news is good news, it's like, no. I'd rather you just have told me that, hold on, it's not quite looking good at the moment. We need to sort it. And I just wonder with Villa, it's very much, that's what I'm trying to get at with Villa is, we're a little bit like no news. Is this good news? And our Villa basically saying, we're sorting it, guys. Let's just wait and see. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Loving all the comments. Keep smashing the like button, people. Let's run this live stream up to 50 likes. ASAP, Rocky. 50 likes. Run it up. Run it up for me. Run it up for me. No news is good news comes from during the war. You only got news when someone's dead. Yeah. And that saying, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. In now modern day life, I would love Villa to come out and say, hey, we've got some news for you. Emmy is going, but don't worry, we're going to sort it. Radio silence isn't always the best way. I remember the summer of 2010 when James Milner went forever, resulted in Martin and ended up with Stephen Ireland. Wow, that's actually just horrific, that last name, Stephen Ireland. We won't sell assets till July so that we can include it in next year's accounts. True, as long as we're getting compliant this side, you're right, Michael. Absolutely right. Remember, Villa will get 2 throws at dice for Grand Champions League qualification, league position, and winning Europa Cup, in which we are already favourites. Again, I repeat myself a lot sometimes in these streams, but winning the Europa League is the easiest seasons and easiest opportunities you will get now. It was proven last year with Man United and Tottenham because you get no riff-raff from the Champions League. It's just whatever teams we see in the Europa League, which I believe the draw, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Europa League draw is next week, right? I believe that it is the easiest time to win that competition because you don't get anyone dropping down from the Champions League. It's Unai Emery's Cup. The only thing, and I know it's early, and I know people go, Josh, calm down, right? Calm down. We haven't even had pre-season yet. We haven't even seen the squad. Stop being so critical of Villa. I'm going to put it out there now because I do that, and Starry's looking at me going, he's nuts, right? Villa bottle the big games, and we don't handle pressure. I'd actually rather it's all pre-season, not even kick a ball, but work on the mental strength of our side. We have to stop being a mentally weak team and a fragile team. And I remember we've seen it. We've had a few rants at the end of this season about this Villa side. I personally have, and how they've disappointed me. This Europa League, I absolutely beg Villa to take the bull by the horn and say, fine, we've messed up in pressure situations before, but we're not going to be that team. We're not going to be that squad. We're not going to be known as the nearly men. We have to take that Europa League by the horns, and we have to face the pressure. And if anyone saw with the fixture release day, 6 out of the 8 group games Villa play at Villa Park after they played a Europa League game. Brilliant. Brilliant news that was. When I saw that Villa play 6 out of 8 of their games at Villa Park after playing a Europa League Thursday night game, absolutely buzzing about that. Absolutely buzzing. So, yeah, we've got to roll with that, people, and enjoy that one while we can. So, yeah, let's see what happens with that Europa League and going on to that. Stay afloat, says the channel. We aren't in any real danger financially. Let's hope that's true. Big up to Cool Boy. So January 2000 was a good window. Imagine 25 million on Darren Bent. What a goal scorer he was. Big up to Michael Dimmock. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Michael Dimmock. He's one of our own. Big up to Michael. 30 members a month. Loves the ponds. Loves that his fish is called Unai and his son's called Consa. Big up to Michael. We love it. We love it. Dor says speak on it. But yeah, look, and I look, people on this channel, what to expect this season from me as a creator. I'll be real. And some people won't like this type of Villa fan. That's absolutely fine. Some of you will have different opinions, but still enjoy my content. That's fine. And some of you be fully on board with me. And what I'm saying is, I'm increasing the pressure on Unai and the team this season. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I'm not going to be Mr. Tinted Glasses or happy guy. Yay, we're Aston Villa. We're up there now. I'll be real. I'm here going. I'm expecting that trophy now. And if we're not winning a trophy, questions are going to be fired. And I'm expecting a top 4 finish. Or top 5 that still gets us Champions League. That's my expectations. That's the parameters and metric I'm running off, regardless of the transfer window. This is even before the transfer window, by the way. I'm setting those expectations. And you know what? I'll back it up with the reason why. Because I like to sort of come with my rationale and reason. Because I'm telling you now, it's the players' opinions as well. It is absolutely 100% the players' point of views and perspectives. They're being told they need to win trophies. I'm telling you, they're being told they need to win trophies. And I'm going to show you my evidence now. I just want to go through the questions. Would you like to see Villa win a cup or England win the World Cup? Villa. Give me Villa all day long. Looking at the fixtures, I'm a little concerned regarding Unai Emery's future. Villa has a long history of second managers between the second and third seasons. I hope the Blue Bots stay away. Yeah, I mean, look, again, just to back up my point, I'm completely 100% Unai Emery in. At the moment, there's no other better man than him in the role. But what I am doing is I'm putting those expectations in line, by the way. And this is where I want the fan base to come with me on this, is I'm not just plucking these expectations out of nowhere. And yeah, you're not going to get AFC Bournemouth players going, we're here to win the league. You're not going to get Burnley players going, we're here to win the FA Cup. They're all going to have their realistic season expectations. But when I say that Villa are probably expected to win a cup and get top 4 next season, that's not me. I think that's the players and the owners saying that. So there we go. Dor says, Josh, I agree. He's a major back and we need to see something. And look, I know there have been people who come on my channel saying I'm nuts. I'm unrealistic with my expectations. I need to be more patient. That's fine, and I completely respect that. I completely respect people saying that, but I don't know. My standards are there. I'm going in line with the players, and I want to go to it. Love you, but the owners won't stay patient forever. Correct. Fabrizio's just broken something about Andre Onana. We're going to come to that in a second. Is Andorra England at Villa Park? Is it? Yes, at least the Carabao FA Cup. Come on, there aren't that many good. Exactly. We need to do that. But there we go. When an Evemi leaves, imagine the Old Trafford crowd when he throws his customary howler in. They won't like it. Is Monchi staying or return to Sevilla? Monchi's staying. Right, here we go. Pau Torres, and I'm going to come to the Fabrizio Romano news that does involve Aston Villa in a second. Have I just cut myself on the back of my neck? Don't know. But yeah, big up people. We are 11 likes away from 50 likes. Smash that like button. Let's get to 50 likes. And do subscribe if you are new. Pau Torres, I want to return with the Spanish national team, which is something that makes me very excited. I also want to go hard in the Europa League to try to win it, win the FA Cup final, and get back into the Champions League with Aston Villa. Okay, people. So we've got Unai Emery's love child in Pau Torres saying this. We've got him absolutely with chest saying, this is what I want for my football club. I want to win the Europa League. I want to win the FA Cup. I want to get Champions League. Now, it's good to have that ambition, but that's got to be drilled from somewhere. What he's not doing, which is what, no offense, some Villa fans could do, is, oh, we're a project. This is what Arsenal fans have got themselves stuck into. And this is why the Arsenal fan base is very divided, right? This is why the Arsenal fan base is very divided. Because you've got the Arsenal fan base who have believed the PR hype from Mikel Arteta, Mr. Spin Doctor himself, and the owners who kept calling this a project. Phases. Aggression. You know these buzzwords? Progress, progression, phase, togetherness, project. Yeah, buzzwords. Which gets you going, okay, I like the sound of this, yeah. And then you've got the other side of Arsenal fans who are going, no, under Arsene Wenger, we won titles. Under Arsene Wenger, that's the standards. We don't wait 5 seasons, 6 seasons, 7 seasons for a trophy. We expect it now. And the money that Arsenal are throwing around, by the way, and the money that Arteta's been able to spend, you would demand the trophy probably and a league title of what he's doing. With Villa, it's a different scale. We're not quite at the expenditure of Arsenal. But what I'm saying is, if my players are telling me, like Pau Torres is saying right here, expectations are we're winning trophies and getting back in the Champions League, then why as a fan base sometimes do we go, I'm just happy to be back in Europe 3 seasons, right? We nearly got relegated. We go backwards. We nearly got relegated a few years ago. That's got to change, and we've got to be a bit more right. Unai, 3 or 4 seasons in now, where are we going? What are we doing? And this is why I love Unai. In fact, I'm going to put this on record. This is why I love Unai, because Unai's not going to beat around the bush and talk about phases and projects. What Unai Emery is doing is telling me we need to be competing for trophies and qualifying for Champions League every season. Every season, he's been saying that. Compete for trophies, qualify. And his language is even changing now to not compete but win. Exactly that, Kevin. Exactly that. Good news is Europa Leagues are backup guard this season. Yeah, exactly. Cool, boys. We have to almost copy the Spurs model. And I think that's where we're at, guys, is that we cannot quite simply keep playing down the season if we don't win a trophy or we don't get Champions League next year. I just don't think that we're in that position, guys, anymore. Anyone who's going, if anyone sat here and can't see that Champions League is almost boom or bust for Villa financially in terms of our recruitment, where we're going, we have to get it next season, whether it's winning that Europa League and getting it, which kills 2 birds in one stone, a trophy and doing it, or just qualifying. We can't go. Watch this. Imagine the season next season where Villa get Conference League. 4 seasons in a row in Europe. Okay, that's backwards now. We're going backwards. Champions League to Europa League to Conference, we're regressing. But that metric, that spin doctor, that PR of football, of buzzwords, is what's killing football. And I get sucked into it doing these trends. Again, as a content creator, I want to find content to talk about every day. And it also gives me an excuse to talk to people, you guys, about Villa. But you get sucked into the Fabrizio Romano buzzwords. Interested in, contact's been made, speculation, high demand, negotiate, all these buzzwords that pull you into football can do you in terms of the playing. So, there's no beating around the bush here. It's win a trophy and get top four. One of them will do. So Unai Emery is still the man. I still know he's the man to lead us. I still know that he is putting the expectation levels to the maximum, to the sky, to say, hey, we need to rim. But yeah, what are people like? And maybe it's too early to ask this question, but maybe it is too early because you've got a whole transfer window to go. But do we feel like we're ready to go again next season? Do you feel like there's good momentum for Villa to go? I think the one thing that I forgot about that we need to keep reminding ourselves of is Villa are 21 games unbeaten at Villa Park. Villa are 21 games unbeaten at Villa Park. It's going to be massive. If we can keep that momentum into next season and build and build and build, we're going to get ourselves into a good position. I've seen mixed views online. Again, it's an online fan. I've seen some fans think we're in for a doom and gloom season next year. Some fans think we're going to get mid-table fodder. Some fans really confident and optimistic. I think the momentum for me is that we have built a fairly good squad. We are probably going to lose one or two, and we're going to bring a few in. I think Unai, for me, is the key to everything now. Has Unai Emery done enough in a couple of seasons to find out where Villa's going wrong, where we're dropping points to your likes of your Ipswiches, your Brightons, your West Hams? How do we get that crap out of our game? Starry, Heidi and I went to that Brighton game and we were in cruise control. Beating Brighton, making it lucky. All of a sudden, Brighton back in it. Ipswich should have been putting them to the sword. West Hams. Those are the games that bug me more than going to Etihad away or to Anfield away or to the Emirates away. It's those games. And then I'm not even going to mention the C word. Yeah, and it's not a swear. Well, it is a swear word. In fact, it's probably the worst C word in the world, and it's not the 4-letter one. It's two words. One beginning with C, and that's one beginning with P. Star's looking at me like, what am I on about? Yeah, Crystal Palace. There, I've said it. I've sworn. The worst word in the world. Yeah. If my manager cannot beat Crystal Palace next season, we've got to pull the rug. We've got to pull the rug and say this can't keep happening. It would drive me to insanity. That Mings is an error beast indeed. Power isn't good again. Yeah, big up to Tyrone Mings. Oh, I hope he gets more. The C word in the Europa League. Is there official confirmation on this? I think that should be our new thing now. The C word for the rest of the season. Chat. We're not going to actually refer to them as their name. We're just going to call them the C word. They are the C word. Don't you dare ever mention their name in full. Ever. Don't you ever mention their name in full, chat. Emery had some kind of memory loss and forgot Mings was Aurora, the man we need against the C word in United. Poor old Tyrone Mings. By the way, loving all the comments. We haven't got a game plan against exactly those systems. And this is what I'm saying. We can't be making those same mistakes. We can't be making those same mistakes again next season. Iron out those, and we're going to finish top 4. So yeah, it's not good. I just can't deal with the C word. What is happening? All right. By the way, big up to everyone. We're going to keep running this show at the moment because the vibe's good, the chat's good. You're all buzzing, you're all blowing. Let me find the C word and the update on that. So Wolfie showed me this. Conference League tweeted this. Here we go. Where is it? By the way, apparently Nicholas Jackson stupidly did a red card, and we might be signing him. Why can't I find this thing? Who did I see it on? Wolfie. I saw it on Wolfie's. Give me a sec, chat. I think it was on Forest Fans TV. Can't find the official thing now. But there you go. Shreds, are you okay? What's that? What happened to your sausages? Okay, well, right. Here we go. Whether this is right from Wolfie, let's have a look at this. Let me share this for you right now. Some interesting news. But yeah, we do respect the other teams, apart from the C word, because they just destroy us, and it's not getting. It's actually tiresome now. Right, Wolfie tweeted this. Well, put it on his community post. Yeah, the sausage went bangers. Yeah, Shred's not happy. We've had a bit of a toast, and Star made him some toast. He didn't like the toast. Toast's gone in the bin. And now the sausage is there. Now he's hungry, so we'll have to sort that out in a bit. But well, go get some cereal. Go get some cereal then. Right, hold on. Here we go. So, UEFA Conference League official Twitter account just tweeted this picture. What do you think it means? A picture of a seagull. Why can't I find that? Or is it? That's not a seagull. Or is it an eagle? It's an eagle. So I've got this completely wrong. And then I've looked at it. It says the Conference League just kicked out another team like 2 days ago for the exact same thing that Palace is fighting. Forest in the Europa League. I thought it was a seagull, so I've got that completely wrong. That was an eagle. Bloody hell, I need to learn my birds of prey. Okay, so I took that as basically Palace were going to go into the Conference League and Forest were going to get there. So yeah, I've got that absolutely wrong. Echo says the Stevie G days have ruined us with PSR. It's true. We had some awful players. Then Donker, Coutinho on the wage book. Matty Cash. There's no rumours on Matty Cash. So there we go. Jeffrey said please check out the team. Yeah, I'm all for Forest, Newcastle doing well in the Premier League. It means we dismantling the Cartel 6. Big up to Andy as well. He's in there. Yeah, imagine that as a Europa League final. So Palace are staying in the Europa League. Is that where we've come to? Big up to Goals. He said, up the Villa, big man. Brilliant. You confident competing against some big guns this year? So, early Josh crazy preseason predictions. Okay, Liverpool are going to run this league absolutely disgusting. What Liverpool are going to do? Liverpool are going to run this league. I think Spurs and Man United are going to have very, very similar seasons. Maybe not as low, but nowhere near that top four. The two teams that I'm casting my eye over again, and people may not agree with me on this one, and Goals won't like this either. I think Arsenal are about to have a car crash of a season. I'm talking crisis by Christmas. I'm talking Mikel Arteta sent around Christmas because they're not even in the top 7. I think Arsenal are about to have that. And I pray for Chelsea's downfall every day. I pray for Chelsea's downfall. Can I see a Chelsea downfall? Absolutely. But I could also see a world where Arsenal finally get the job done, just as people are giving Arteta one last go. I see it. I could see it happening. And I could see Arne Slot having an absolute shocker of a season with second season syndrome. I'm convinced. Is everyone with me with Spurs and United flunking another season? Cheers, Star. And the other one, for me, how will Newcastle compete? How will Newcastle compete with Champions League football? Will they be like us? Have Newcastle got the squad depth to do it, chat? Have Newcastle got the squad depth to do it? That's the big question. That is the big question. Let me quickly go back to some breaking news that has come in as we're live, which is always good. I want to know what Nicolas Jackson did to get a red card. So let's see what happens. But Fabregas tried to sign Anthony, which is interesting. But yeah, Zubimendi signed for Arsenal today. That one's done, dusted. So Arsenal fans will be happy. Same day that Florian Wirtz has joined. But where is the thing that I wanted to show you? Oh, did Fabrizio take his tweet down? It was about Andre Onana. It's gone. No, it isn't. It's here. It's here. It's here. I was gonna say. No negation. No negotiations or contacts ongoing between AS Monaco and Andre Onana. That is annoying. That is annoying. That is very annoying. Come on, Monaco, pull your finger out. But yeah, Newcastle don't have the depth before. They did not get as far as us. Imagine if Newcastle. I mean, we're moaning about being a little bit of a selling club and etc. Newcastle could be losing Isak to Liverpool and Gordon as well. Yeah, don't say the C word. Avoid the C word. Avoid that C word. It will haunt you. It haunts Unai Emery every night. For those who just joined, I'm only going to say it once. The word that is banned on this channel, the C word, is Crystal Palace. It's banned. We don't need to use that word until we beat them under Unai Emery. Then you can speak freely of it. Our much wanted you team, we've brought absolutely nothing through for years. It's true. It's true, Brett. What's the point in having a good side when you don't bring them through? Well, we sell them. That's why for PSR. I think Newcastle will be okay. Chelsea won the league with a returning Carney as top goal scorer. Oh my God. Can we just have a minute silence for Carney Chukwuemeka, who, by the way, was at Borussia Dortmund, but the other one, Amari Kellyman. Can we just... I actually had high hopes for him at Villa. Can actually people remember Amari Kellyman? Did he even travel with his Chelsea squad? Like, I had high hopes for him. High hopes. Montreal hasn't been able to do much as he came in to repair the finances and manage sales before we can buy what we want. But we're a year left and we're safe for sustainability. Let's hope so. But yeah, our youth team we need to bring more through the youth. I think that's a very good point, actually. Don't want that Jackson at Villa, nowhere in help. Yeah, we keep getting linked to him. Maybe he's put the final nail in his coffin at Chelsea as well after they've signed the lap. So there we go. Barnes is solid. He's a good finishing goal threat. Problem he's 200 prone and a risky buy. Yeah, I can't see us doing that. I'll tell you after you can't. It's frozen. So can't have a steak frozen. The chat will tell you can't get a steak out the freezer and cook it, can you, chat? Well, we'll take it out tonight. Go get it out now and put it in the fridge. So if you want it for tomorrow. So there we go. Who does Heidi want Villa to sign? Probably anyone that will stop me moaning. Yeah. Basically anyone I won't moan about. So she doesn't have to listen to me go, what the hell is this? But she couldn't get over that we're losing Emmy. That shocked her. That we're losing Emmy Martinez. That actually shocked her. She can't understand. She's like, what? She actually said last night, why would he go? That was her response. Why would he go? What is he? Is he crazy? Does he not have... That was what she said. Does he not have friends at Villa? Does he not enjoy his time at Villa? She couldn't get over it. She said, what an idiot. I was like, love that. Yeah, Como. Fabregas seems to have a massive pull as manager, by the way. Little Como, he actually seems to have a big pull at as manager. I think Cesc Fabregas would be a top manager. Piotr says, winning trophies bring revenue. Everyone wants to have their brand on a winning team. To increase our revenue, we can only think about UCL. We need to focus on trophies. Agree. Why do we keep seeing Emery, Mr. United and Garnacho Villa? Yeah, I don't want to see Garnacho brace the ship. Third game of the season. Yeah, we've got them early on, haven't we? We've got them early on. We've got the C word early on. People, yeah, pre-season as well. We'll be doing a watch-along for all the Villa games. There are some late night ones, early morning ones. What do we call 1 a.m.? Do we call 1 a.m. late night or early morning? I'm saying early morning. What do you mean I'm not real? Why? That is early morning, or is it late night? It's late. It's early morning. 1 a.m. is an early morning, isn't it? No, actually, to be fair, the games that used to be at 3 a.m. they were like, it's these American kickoff times. The Club World Cup, they've got a weird schedule. They've got the 2 a.m.ers. They've got, I think the latest they do is 2 a.m. So that's all right. Vardy on a free for a season? No, come on. We're better than that. We don't want Jamie Vardy. What we do need is someone who's going to be a little bit like this Redmond guy, willing to sit on the bench behind Ollie Watkins, learn his trade, be ready when he wants to be ready, and sort of impress in cups and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's a fair shout, but I don't know. I don't know what Villa are going to do in terms of that. Jesus Rodriguez, yeah. Someone said this, so let me put this one up as well. So let's go. But no, we'll be doing those preseason games. Of course, we love the watch alongs. So there we go. According to recent reports, it seems Jesus Rodriguez is likely going to Como. I don't doubt the reports were interested in given the sources linking us to the move, but I think the finances and the junior fit of PSL deadline prevent us from making a move. Probably what we're learning in this transfer market. If I've learned anything so far, if I've learned something so far with the transfer market is if you want someone, you need to move quick. Don't hang around. Stop hanging around. Stop waiting. Stop negotiating. Stop showing interest. Stop scouting. All these key buzzwords again. How about do this? How about go get? Make a bid. Sign the player. Yeah. And as I said, and big up to all you guys, by the way, who support the channel. Make sure you keep smashing that like button. We're close to 50 likes. Subscribe as well if you're new. I appreciate that, a lot of these news stories that we do, we're going off rumours. To be honest, we're going off rumours. Yet you guys come in, you share your thoughts, you share your opinions, and I do greatly appreciate it. And, as a channel, it's nice to see us build. And the more of you keep coming back each time to talk Villa, the bigger the channel builds. And I really appreciate that. So, yeah. And we've tried to be consistent. I think we've been quite consistent this week, so appreciate it. But it's all rumours. We're feeding off those buzzwords. Interested in scouting. Talks begin. I want signing. That's why I'm getting impatient. Although here's a very good quote for you. Big up to our family quote board that we've got, by the way, that we got from Tesco's. One of those peg quote boards. You might have seen it. Heidi put that. One of the quotes we did the other day was, "To lose patience is to lose the war." To lose patience is to lose the war. Lewis Spriggs said that, Josh, right at the start of your podcast, your accent sounds local to me. Don't live in Shropshire. You're not quite near Gloucestershire. Bristolian. No, not quite Bristolian, but there. I expect a lot of transfers coming in when we're in America pre-season. That's the worst time, in my opinion. That's the worst time. Am I a cricket fan? I used to follow it more than I do now. But I saw a picture of Ben Stokes earlier, so I take it he's done well. But yeah, it's this one. Sell all the players we loaned out. So let's just be real. Buendia, Enzo Baranchea, Dendoncker, Moreno, get off the books. Rip up Coutinho's contract. And then the big one for me as well is, what's happening with Samuel Ilin Jr.? What's happening with Samuel Ilin Jr.? What's happening with him? Is he going to be our left back again? The whole Luca Dean to Atletico Madrid is it one of them, chat? Is it one of them that Ilin Jr. comes in to be our backup left back? That would be ideal, Apparently he's done quite well at left back. Big up Ben Stokes. But yeah, I just think that point we're doing spot on. Can we sort out the deadwood of our loan signings and then tackle the current squad? Because this is my position. If we keep the majority of our first team squad that we've seen and the depth that we had, and I'm talking about, still having the likes of Ross Barkley and Amadou Onana on the bench, having Donyell Marlon on the bench, having hopefully Matty Cash on the bench. But, having those players on our bench and having the squad that we have, we've done a lot of work to build ourselves to where we are now. So why can't we compete in the Premier League? We came very close to getting top four. So a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of improvement, a little bit of gelling. Some players to come to the fore. Let's see what happens. But the other one for me is Asensio. I'm going to put that out there. Marco Asensio, I'm not feeling it. I've gone off it. I've gone off the idea of Asensio. I'm actually gone off the idea of Marco Asensio. So give me Rodgers and 10, and let's go from there. I'd rather us go sign another winger. I'd rather us go sign another number 9. I'd rather us go sign someone else and just leave Asensio now, not with his stupid wages. Don't know. There was just that underwhelming feeling at the back end of Asensio's Villa career. I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to miss you. And I think it sort of summed up that he was the guy to make way. So there we go, when Emmy got sent off. What is Marlon's actual position? Does anyone actually know? A lot of people keep trying to tell me right winger. So let's see. US Crit says that's the way I feel about Asensio. Agree. Ozan is good in the air too. Would be a fantastic LCB understudy. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, big up to the chat. Thank you, all of you, for being in here tonight. I really do appreciate it. It's quality, and we love to see it. So thank you so much, indeed. And yeah, just one final thing from me before we do bow. If you do know about Big Up, that app is coming very soon, which is going to be fantastic that you'll be able to get on the app. That's where we do our watch-alongs. And of course, as well, we're going to be doing some more membership things on the channel. So do get yourself, do get yourself a membership as well if you want one. But yeah, look, this is what I was going to show you just quickly. As always, to help the channel grow, the most important thing for me is getting that notification bell on. If you don't know what the notification bell on, it's this little thing down here. You see it? I'm showing you right now. You see that little black bell there? So you got Aston Villa from the stands here. You got to subscribe. This bell here needs to be black. You need to touch it, you need to press it, you need to turn it black for me, okay? And that means your notification bell is on. We're trying to get, I've got a landmark I want on how many people to have their notification bell on. So that's what I'm looking for. So let me know if you are someone who has a black bell right now and has got their notification bell turned on. I'd massively appreciate that. But yeah, get that notification bell turned on. Let me know if you're someone who's done that. But we are going to wrap up. I've enjoyed the chats. I've enjoyed it. We've done a bit of transfer news. We've gone a little bit off tangent, but that's what we're here for. Is sometimes the chat just flows in it and it talks about the new topic and the new focus. So yeah, but we need it right back, 100%. US Crit says just did it. Appreciate it. You're a legend. And I appreciated your input tonight as well. As I said, we're trying to be as interactive as we can as a fan channel, where we really get into your comments on the live stream. So yeah, I think that's one of our bonuses. I know not, I know a lot of people try and do that in the chat, but I think as a content creator for the Villa fan base, I do feel like with a few others, we do concentrate on what the chat has to say, especially because I'm by myself. So you guys are like having someone on screen for me. So there we go. But yeah, when we shave with the beard, never. Yeah, I've got to sort that out. And Cool Boys has already got the bell ringing. Love it. And Disciples, legend. But yeah, get your notification bell turned on. I'm going to dip out of there. Chat, massive shout out to each and every single one of you. Appreciate the comments. Even if you just sat silently in the background listening, appreciate it. You're a legend. Much love, much appreciated. And I can't burp on demand, John. I'm not that talented. There we go. Starry's just done one in the background. But the Villa, and enjoy the rest of your Friday night into Saturday. And let's see what comes tomorrow. Michael, appreciate it. I love that from you. I'm out of here. Ta